I hope that you're well and also hope that you are having a good day so far. Today we'll be doing our grade 1 English lesson on contractions. And before we start, we're going to log on to aplusstudents.ca. Once you've logged on to aplusstudents.ca with your username as well as your password, and then we're going to select the subject of language arts. Grade 1. And then we're going to scroll down up until we get to the chapter of contractions. All right. So our chapter is contractions. Our subject is English language arts. Our grade, we are doing grade 1. And then the lessons that we are going to be focusing on under the chapter of contractions is to form pronoun verb contractions, and to form contractions with not. All right, so that is going to be our chapter and lessons for today, right? Where we are going to form pronoun verb contractions, and we're also going to form pronouns with the word not, right? So we're going to basically find out what contractions are. All right. So contractions, right? It is a short form of two words, right? So it's basically words that are put together and some of the letters are then left out, right? So we put these words together and then there are some of the words that is going to be left out, right? But then that specific word that we leave out, we then need to put an apostrophe to show where the letters are, right? For example, I am, right? So if you want to say I am 6 years old, right? So now we write, let me write this down. So we basically say I am 6 years old. So instead of saying I am 6 years old, you can say I'm 6 years old, right? Because the word I'm is the same as saying I am 6 years old. So you can say I am. So instead of saying I am 6 years old, right? We can take this word I am, right? And then we can, for example, shorten these two words by making it one word, right? And then we say, I'm apostrophe am 6 years old, right? So instead of saying I am 6 years old, we can say I'm 6 years old. So the word I am is the same as saying I'm 6 years old. So we then left out the A, we left out the A, and in place of the A, we put an apostrophe. Some people would say it's a little comma, but it's a comma on top. It's a comma on top, right? And that is called an apostrophe. So we would then say I'm 6 years old instead of saying I am 6 years old. So we're not specifically saying that whenever you leave out a word, you need to specifically just put a comma there because it's going to be a time where you maybe leave out more than one word. So when you leave out more than one word, we're not necessarily saying that you need to put two commas because remember, we don't put two apostrophes. We only put one apostrophe, but you, for example, maybe leave out more than one letter. All right, if we look at another example of a contraction, right? Just once again, before we continue, we said a contraction. It is a short form of two words, right? So it's a short form of two words. There we have the two words. It's I is the one word, am is the other word, right? So it's a shortened version of that two words. The words are put together and some letters are left out. As you can see here, we put the words together and we left out A for am, right? An apostrophe, here we have the apostrophe. An apostrophe shows where the letters are. So yes, so I'm is correct. But remember, when we say I'm, remember whenever we use the word I, right? I needs to be capitalized. So we put I in it with the capital letter. And we do put the M there, but you're also going to have to put the apostrophe over there. So try doing that with your laptop or your computer with a tab, and then you put your capital letter I, your apostrophe over there, and then you write your M. So then you write the word I'm. All right. If we look at another word, right? I'm going to use a different color. If we look at another word that is also, let's say, one of the contractions, right? For example, you will, right? So, for example, we say you will pass your exams, right? Or pass your test. And then we, for example, so you will is two words. It's you and it's will, right? What we're going to do is the first word is going to stay the same, right? So the first word is going to stay the same, right? So that is the pronoun. The pronoun is going to stay the same. Then here we're going to leave out two of the letters, right? Of the next word. So we're going to leave out the W, and we're going to leave out the I. We're going to put our apostrophe, and we're going to put our double L. So which means that we're going to use the double L of will, and we're going to add it to that word you. So instead of saying you will pass your test or you will pass your exams, we can say you'll pass your test or you'll pass your exam. So then you will, which is like two words, becomes one word, which is you'll, right? And we kept our apostrophe there, right? Because remember we said we put the apostrophe in the place of the letters that we have left out. So here today we left out two words, two letters, which is W and the I, right? And we only were left with the double L. So now instead of saying you will pass your exams, we can say you'll pass your exams. Yes, that is correct. Is it Niamika? But remember, you need to also put the apostrophe over there. The apostrophe sign, you will get, it will be a button just in front of the word enter. So the apostrophe sign we will get just in front of the word, the enter button on either the laptop or on your PC. But the word you'll is correct. Just don't forget to put the apostrophe because then it's going to be like that, you'll. Okay, another word will be, if we want to say we will, right? So we will, right? So the same with will. Remember I said firstly, the first word we keep the same, will still be the same because that is the pronoun. We're going to leave out the W as well as the I for will. Put the apostrophe in its place, and then we're going to leave the double L. So it's going to be will. So instead of constantly saying we will go to the gym, we will go for physical education, We will go to, we will do something. We can say, we'll go on an excursion. We'll do physical education tomorrow, right? So there's the word will. It's W-E for we, our apostrophe, and a double L. So that is will. And if we refer to more than was one person also, we already made an example of will. But if we refer to also more than one person, we can say they. Let's say they are. It's like they are going to the park, right? So if we say they are going to the park, right? We said we're gonna keep that first word because it's our pronoun. So they stay the same. And if we want to put the word are there, right? The letter that we're going to leave out is A. So we're only going to leave out A. So they are, instead of saying they are, we're going to say there, which is an apostrophe, R, and E. Remember, you need to put the apostrophe also, right? Don't forget to put the apostrophe, that little sign. So Yule is correct, Nanny, but you need to also put the apostrophe over there because then once you put the apostrophe, then it shows the contractions. Remember, don't forget to put the apostrophe. So instead, remember you put I, then you put your apostrophe and M. And remember, whenever we say I'm, then it is basically a shortened word of I am. The I needs to be capitalized. The I needs to be capitalized. Beautiful. But don't forget to put the apostrophe. Remember, what's important is putting the apostrophe there. Because if you're not going to put the apostrophe, then this is going to, instead of saying it's going to be will, this is going to be well. So it's like saying, it is well with my soul. It is all right. I am well. Oh, well. That is what that word is going to mean. It's not going to mean will. Soon as you put the apostrophe, then it is we will. Shortened for we will, but it's will. All right. So once again, we see that this is contractions. And contractions, right, is a short form of two words. Yes, beautiful, two words. The words are put together, right? And some letters are left out. So the pronoun stays the same, just the first word stays the same. Then we basically leave out certain words from our second word. So an apostrophe, right, it shows where the letters are left out. All right. And remember, we need to put an apostrophe, that sign, to show where the letters are left out. And if we form a contraction with the word not, right? So if we use the word not, let's say, for example, I say, is not okay. Let's say he is not okay. So is not, right? So we need to shorten that word, is not. So if we say he is not okay, and then we leave the word is not, right? We're only going to leave out the O in not. So we're going to bring down the N. We're going to put the apostrophe in the place of the O and then the T. Is not, is then isn't. So whenever we have a word with not, right, that we need to shorten, we leave out the O. We leave out the O and we put the apostrophe in the place of the O. So remember, we need to basically put those two words together to make one word. And we put the apostrophe in the place of the letters that we leave out. Right? And we call that contractions. All right, so now we're going to aplusstudents.ca. And we are going to the first lesson, which is to form pronoun-verb contractions. Yeah? And we said a contraction is a short form of two words, and the words are put together and some letters are left out, right? And an apostrophe, it shows where the letters are left out. All right, and we made an example of I am. And if you look at this example, remember they put I am as well as I'm, and then they also literally like show you in bold and with color as to the letters that was left out. You see the letters that was left out is in blue, and then the apostrophe that was added is also in blue. You will, we said it is you. So W and I is left out, and the apostrophe is then put in its place. All right. So now we're going to do our activity before we go on to our test. We're going to fill in the contractions that matches the word. For example, if we want to say he is running, or let's say he's playing soccer outside. So if we say he is playing soccer outside, remember we said that we are going to our first word stays the same. So he is going to stay the same, right? Then our verb is, we're going to leave out the I. In the place of the I, we're going to put we're going to write down our apostrophe and bring down our S. So now he is then becomes the word his. If we were to, for example, say she is, we're going to leave she. We're going to leave she. We leave the I out of is, put an apostrophe in its place, and then we bring down the S for she's. So she is the same as saying she's, and then becomes one word. Don't forget to put the contractions. Remember, the word is not going to be valid without a apostrophe, sorry. The word is not going to be proper, it's not going to be correct without an apostrophe. All right. Then that is going to be our first let's say activity or example. So his. You will, right? What is the shortened form for the word you will? What do you think is a shortened form for the word you will? The contraction of you will. Remember we said the first word stays the same. The first word stays the same, right? Now we need to put that two words together. But when we put it together, we're going to leave out a W and we're going to leave out the I, put the apostrophe in its place, and then we bring the double L down. So you will. Yes, Gojo. You will is you, and you also need to add the apostrophe. So well done. The apostrophe is over there. Because remember, the contractions is only valid once the apostrophe is there. If the apostrophe is not going to be put over there in the place of the missing letters, and then it's not going to be some form of contraction, right? Because like I say, if you, for example, shorten the word we will and you write well without the apostrophe, then it's going to sound like wow. It's going to sound like wow. And we don't want well, we want will. We will. That is what we want. We will. So putting the apostrophe is important. All right, let's go on to the next one and then we're going on to our test. She will, right? How are we going to shorten that word she will? If we shorten or find the contraction of the words she will, right? Remember we said that the first word stays the same, which is she. So now the next word is going to be the word that we're going to shorten, right? And we're going to shorten it by leaving out certain letters. But in the meantime, we're going to add an apostrophe in the place of the letters that we're going to be leaving out. So we're going to leave at the W and we're going to leave at the I, and then we have our double L lift. So instead of saying she will sing beautifully or sing beautifully or at the concert, we can say she'll sing beautifully at the concert. All right, so she will is in shortened to she'll, right? And once again, guys, do not forget to add the apostrophe, right? Once you add the apostrophe, we'll get a clear indication that this is a contraction, right? It's a contraction. Because remember, we say contraction is a short form of two words. These words are then put together and some letters are left out. An apostrophe shows where the letters are left out. But you need to bring or write the apostrophe. That little thingy over there, apostrophe. All right, now we're going to our test. We need to fill in the contraction that matches the word. All right, if we say it will, remember we said that we will leave the word it because we're going to fill in the contractions now that matches the word. So we're going to choose either the first option or the second option. Beautiful. All right, so it will, right? Remember we leave the first word, which is it, and we're going to shorten the word will by removing the W and the I, and the double L stays together. So well done, it. Yes, beautiful. That is correct. But don't forget your apostrophe. So well done, well done. They are. We need to shorten that word they are. Either the first option, which is there, or is it the second option, they are? So they are or they are. And they are correct. So well done. So instead of saying they are, we say they are. Right? So they instead of saying they are, we say they are. They are crazy. Well, they are crazy. Like they are crazy to be swimming in this ice cold water. So instead of saying they will, remember they will is the two words, we need to shorten that word. Is it they'll or we leave it as they will? Which word is going to be correct? Which option? The what, option one or option two? All right, and we will say they'll, right, is going to be the contractions of they will. Yes, well done. Well done. All right, so he will. He will is he will for the first option or he'll for the second option. He will. Is it he'll or he will? Do we leave it the same as in he will or do we say he'll go to the park with John? And he will, if we say he will, then we will say he'll, right? So he'll is over there. Beautiful. Guys, remember, do not forget to put the word or put the, the apostrophe, that apostrophe thingy, right? You need to put an apostrophe because the apostrophe will show the contraction. If there's no apostrophe, for example, the word heal, if you're going to say heal, right, without the apostrophe, it's going to sound like hell, right? You see, there we have, like, you see, Hell, heal, you know it is a contraction, right? But if somebody else reads it, they're not going to read it with the contraction because there's no apostrophe there. They're going to read that word as hell. So you need to put the word he, put the apostrophe, and then double L. Do not forget the apostrophe, that little comma that hangs there on top. Heal. Right? But well done. But well done. You guys are trying and I'm really proud. I will. I will. Remember with I will, right? We have our word I. That stays the same. Remove the W, remove the I. Keep our apostrophe, or put the apostrophe, and then double L, right? For I'll. So it's going to be option one. So well done. I'll is also correct. Yes, beautiful. I'll is correct. Then we need to fill in the contraction that matches the word. It is. It is a beautiful day today. So it is a beautiful day today. Or it is not mine. It is Nanny's book. It's not mine. It is This is Vamuyan's book. It's not mine, but it is Naomi's pencil, right? And if we shorten these two words, right, then we're going to say it is going to be, it's a it apostrophe, leave out the I. So it's like saying it's. Remember, if you're not going to put the apostrophe, then it's going to sound like it's, specifically referring to that one thing, but not saying it is John, it is Jack, it is Seth, right? All right. Remember, when it comes to these words, the first word stays the same, and that is what we call the pronoun, right? The pronoun stays the same. Then when it comes to the verb, right, it's either one word or two, one letter or two letters is going to be left out. We add our apostrophe, and the rest of the letters are, the rest of that letters is written down. So for example, it is, right? It will stay the same. Now we're going to leave out the I in is, put an apostrophe in the place, and then we write S, the S that is left over, right? All right. So that is now the end of our lesson on contractions, right? And we said contractions, it is words, it's like two words, or it's words um that we can shorten. So it's like two specific words that we shortened by adding it together. Words that we add together, we're going to leave out, let's say, one or two letters of that specific word, put our apostrophe in the place, and that is what we call a contractions. We've shortened that two words. So it's shortened form of the two words. But remember, guys, we need to put the apostrophe in the place of the letters that we have or we will leave out, right? Don't forget to add the apostrophe to the specific words. All right, so in the next lesson, we will continue with form contractions with not and to complete the sentence with the correct contractions. So thank you very much for joining the class, and I really hope you're going to have a good day further. Goodbye.